Hey, it's your friend Choice CJ here, and this is my team builder for Week 6 of the MPL Major Pokemon League. We're going up against Frieslander, coach of the Rotterdam Staraptors. Please go check him out. He's got really high quality videos. He does really good team builders before his battles, and has just very entertaining commentary in general. Really funny guy, and he's got a good attitude about battling. So I definitely like Fries and enjoy battling him. He and I have battled once before in P4G Next Generation. It was a nail-biter of a match, a 1-0 victory in our favor. So we'll see if this one ends up being as close as that one. And if it does, I of course hope that we are on the winning side. And let's take a look at his roster. He has Mega Lopunny, Tornadus T, Reuniclus, Tapu Bulu, Azumarill, Scizor, Nidoqueen, Licky Licky, Lantern, Rotom Ghost, and Magcargo. So he has some interesting mons for sure. Like Magcargo is sitting there staring at me with its spooky little eyes. It's actually probably his best way to deal with Zard, and it kind of deals pretty well with the team that I've brought. But I don't know that he's gonna bring it. I guess he could go with some other options as well, like Bulky Lantern or Bulky Azu. Those might be good ways to handle it. Even like a Bulky Licky Licky can handle it. If it's got like T-Wave or something, I think that's a move that Licky Licky gets. There's a lot of other just general threats to my team. Setup Reuniclus is very spooky, just because my Dark Stab is a little lacking with Greninja. It just doesn't have the immediate power that I would otherwise want. I don't have Ghost Stab, and Escavalier is my only other option for hitting it. Which is why you do see it on the team. Escavalier can be sort of taken advantage of by a few of its different members, so we have to be careful of that. And it's kind of pressured by things like Bulu anyway, so we'll see how that one ends up going. Lopunny, of course, is really scary. I don't have a great pivot into it on my team. I didn't bring Quillfish or Hitmontop or anything like that. I guess I could have brought Hitmontop, but it just doesn't do well versus the majority of his team. I guess it's just too passive, and this is kind of what I guess some folks in my front office were warning me about when I decided to pick up Hitmontop. Shoutouts to my front office, though, by the way. It is Ultra Player, Omega Jolteon, Bronson, Jacob, as always, Phantabase, aka Tyler, and the Confusion. So if you ever want to hop into my front office, just hit me up on Discord or on Twitter, and I'll send you a link. I definitely appreciate all the help and all the input from those folks, and anyone else who wants to contribute, I would certainly welcome it. So yeah, they might have been right on that one, but it's okay. Just having it there is nice. Yeah, but as a result, Lopunny is looking pretty scary. I have a few ways to revenge it, and a couple of my mons are tanky enough to take at least one from it and threaten it back. So that's definitely nice for us. But yeah, let's just hop on into the team here. It's already been 3 minutes, and I haven't even shown you a single mon yet. We've got first our Crobat, Choice Scarf, Brave Bird, Heatwave, U-Turn, and Defog. We're packing Inner Focus this week. I guess like Infiltrator would have been better. Just the threat of Inner Focus by itself is enough to scare a Lopunny. Like, and Fries is not stupid, you know? Like, he knows that Crobat gets Inner Focus, and that going for fake out plays versus Crobat is not going to pay off for him. So maybe I could have just like bluffed Inner Focused and then actually been Infiltrator. But I guess it doesn't really matter. Brave Bird, Heat Wave, U-Turn, Defog. Brave Bird hits the majority of his team except for like Lantern, and it doesn't really hit Scizor that hard. That's why we do have Heat Wave for the Scizor. And then U-Turn is to pivot out on whatever he wants to bring in. Defog, of course, good for hazard removal. I don't necessarily anticipate removing hazards this game, but I wasn't sure what else I wanted to bring on Crobat as a move. Like, I could have brought, I really have no clue, like Roost, but like Scarf Roost, it's not really a thing. So yeah, like it's mostly just here because I couldn't think of another move that was better than Defog. And in case he brought some sort of crazy strats versus me and I needed to defog, I wanted to have the emergency button. And the fact that it is on Scarf Bat, which is like the fastest mon in the game of all time, besides for the few times I've brought Scarfus Elgor, means that I'll be virtually guaranteed to get off the defog with Crobat. This set allows us to outspeed a Adamant Torn, or like a modest Torn, if it's Choice Scarf. Because if he wants to bring like a Scarf Torn, he probably won't be bringing it with a speed boosting nature, just to outspeed Adamant Bat. If he does, then props to him. I think an offensive Torn, like with a Z-move or Life Orb, would be a lot better. Is this one of his Z-move users? I feel like it should be. I'm going to look it up while we're talking. But yeah, this just was a good way to scare Lopunny. Always make sure I have a way to revenge kill it. And like once he gets all of his Mons weakened, like Lantern and things like that, and Scizor, Crobat can really go in and apply a lot of pressure. One of the ways that we have to whittle down Lantern is with our Greninja here. And you do see we are packing Toxic Spikes. So Toxic Spikes is pretty cheeky versus his team. It allows for my Zard set back here to do a lot of work. We'll probably actually switch it to right over here so we can talk about it next. But yeah, like Gren is just really good versus his team versus anything not named Lopunny. Like, part of the problem of Gren is that anytime Gren gets a kill, he goes into Lop and basically gets a kill of his own. That's kind of the only thing. But yeah, otherwise, like, we almost two-shot his entire team with this coverage. Gunk Shot with 204 attack investment does 2-hit KO a fully Fizz-Def Azumarill, which I'm kind of expecting because it's a good way to deal with Zard. And if he is running a bulky set, he can also run Sap Sipper, which makes it a pretty decent check for dealing with Serp. I kind of have my Serp set built with that in mind as well. Yeah, and then Night Slash is for, Reuniclus. Hydro Pump just hits everything else pretty hard. Put the remaining special attack, or remaining AVs into special attack after maxing out our speed. I didn't end up clicking for, so Torn is a Z-move user. So yeah, like Z-move or Life Orb Torn is probably most potent versus me. But yeah, this is the Greninja set. Let's talk about our next Mon, which is the Scavalier. We have Protect Swords Dance. And this is kind of a interesting bring. It was partly suggested by Josh, aka Ultra Player, so thanks to him. I like Swords Dance in this matchup because if he wants to bring some sort of weird Reuniclus set, like with Acid Armor or something like that, or like a Colbur Berry or Tanga Berry or whatever, we can go for Swords Dance and boost alongside that thing and prevent it from being a huge threat versus us. We are speed creeping it. I think just purely based on the fact that this thing naturally outslows Reuniclus, I think that will deter him from bringing Trick Room. So I'm not too worried about him underspeeding under Trick Room or anything like that. So I'm mostly worried just about, regular speed terrain sort of things. And in that case, it's worth it for us to outspeed Reuniclus by this amount here. But yeah, like, this Mon isn't going to win me the game or anything. It's just basically assurance for Reuniclus, and like versus certain members of his team, it also puts in work. Like versus Licky Licky, for example, like unless it's packing fire coverage, it can't really deal with a Scavalier. If it's not packing fire coverage, it means it's missing out on something like Wish or Heal Bell or something like that. And those are trades that we're gonna have to scout out. We can scout out pretty easily with Protect, and then, yeah, if we see he has Flamethrower, we easily go into, like, Charizard, for example, and then can deal with it that way. I did say I was going to go over Zard next. Let's skip to my Zard. This set was also provided by, or this is spread, was provided by Ultra Player, so thanks to him. We were thinking of a bulky Zard all along, but this one is really cool, and there's, like, a laundry list of things that this can set up subs on. And I can quickly go up to it, but it does survive a non-banded Woodhammer from Tapu Koko. It survives a Scald from Lantern. The sub is not broken. Survives all. What do you call it? Moves from defensive Azumarill. It actually does like 47% min to physically defensive Azumarill with Flare Blitz, which is nice. Like Torn obviously can't really threaten it, so it has a lot of opportunities to sub and roost. And even if he wants to bring like Magcargo, or he wants to bring Azu or Lantern or whatever, like the combination of sub plus roost should allow me to beat those things 1v1 as long as I have up T-Spikes. And so that's kind of the thought process here. The speed allows me to outspeed Timid Nidoqueen. And yeah, the defense investment that you see here is what allows me to live all of the different moves that I just mentioned. So Charizard, very good potential win con here. I just need to find an opportunity to get in and sub up. Excuse me. So, let me walk back one step here and show you the Metagross. Metagross is a kind of standard looking bulky set with rocks. We have Bullet Punch, so that way we can hit some annoying mons such as Torn, the Tapu Bulu, etc. Zen Headbutt allows us to hit Lopunny super effectively, Nidoqueen super effectively. I was originally Shook-a-Berry on Metagross, which was, I really liked that for luring in Nidoqueen because that's an annoying mon. But I went with Octoberry instead just because Tornadus was just looking so scary. And also we have Hidden Power Fire for hitting Scizor. If my Zard is somehow eliminated, I want to be able to hit Scizor relatively hard. Metagross, even with the negative special attack nature, has a pretty good special attack stat, base 95. That's quite good. Then last but not least, we have a Subtoxic Serperior. As I mentioned, this set is designed to take on pretty much all forms of Azu. If he's Belly Drum, we do have Leaf Storm to hit that thing really hard. I don't know that it does a guaranteed 75% minimum. I can quickly check again as we're talking. But then it's really designed to take advantage of Sap Sipper or Azumarill, which I think is extremely likely in this matchup. Because, yeah, again, it's so good versus Zard, it's so good versus Serperior, and things like that. But, yeah, versus a, it does like 74.8 minimum to like the Bandit Azu set on Showdown. And it does 80% min to an uninvested. So if it's like a Belly Drum set, that's what it does. So yeah, let me just quickly bring this calc over so you guys can see. Yeah, so my Serperior, even with no investment, let me make this level 50, does 80% min. So yeah, so even if he is Belly Drum, he can't do more than 50 to us with Aqua Jet, and we connect with Leaf Storm, take him out. We do need to hit that 90% chance, which could be spooky, but you can't control the game at that point. You can't control misses or confusions or whatever, so it's what it is. But yeah, that is the team this week. There's definitely some threats that he could bring that would still take advantage of this team. As funny as it sounds, I think Magcargo is actually very good versus this team. Like, it comes in on certain mons, and then I basically can't switch into it, which is hilarious. Torn is looking a little scary. Other things are annoying, like the Reuniclus, like I mentioned, because I can't Toxic Reuniclus. So I just basically have to set up before it can get in, like with Zard. If I can get in my Zard and get to +2, I always OHKO a physically defensive Reuniclus, or practically always. I think it's like 75% to OHKO if I get to +2 with my Charizard. And who knows what else he might chalk up. I know Fries is a big fan of just bringing a lot of fun sets, because he likes to have fun with mons, unlike the rest of us who take it way too seriously. So, not to say that, like, I'm not trying to, like, say that as a diss, of course. I hope that is clear. Like, I think that he's got a good attitude, and that's something that I wish I had. So, anyway, thank you guys for watching. The battle will be going up around this same time tomorrow. Hope you guys are looking forward to it. Make sure you check back to my channel for other gaming and Pokemon content. And until the next time, I'll see you guys later.